Hi! The dogs are gonna come visit you. Hello, I'm in a hot flash. Look how red I am.
You don't look red.
I'm glowing.
I think the pink is reflecting off your face from your.
No, I just went in a hot flash. I was running for the water. We always have to take it down to the minute. Rebecca and I were catching up. Hi, everybody. Say hello when you're jumping on. Come on, it takes a minute. There we go. I am red. Look at my hair. I should have brushed my hair.
It's fine.
Ladies, I have Rebecca here with me today.
Hello.
Very excited to have her here. She makes me laugh so much. We are pretty bad when we're together, like laughter-wise.
I'm trying to tone it down.
She's pretty funny. So how's everybody doing? Oh, I gotta turn this off. How's everybody's day today? It was freezing here today. Freezing. I don't even know what it was, but they closed the schools this morning. It was so cold.
Yeah. It was like 10 or 12 or something like that.
Yeah, and I didn't know that, and I had to do a lot of running around. And my car was on empty.
Oh,
I had to
no.
go to the post office. I was at the studio. I ran all day long. So, hence, I can't leave my hair down for 2 days. I have to wear a hat by the second day,
That always happens.
Yeah. So, for those of you that don't know Rebecca or don't get to see Rebecca,
I'm in the flesh.
she's in the flesh.
I'm real.
She is real. My husband has always hid from the camera, and so people didn't know he was real, and then they see him in the studio, they're like, oh, you are real. That's so funny. So say hello as you're jumping on. Hi, everybody. I'm looking forward to it also. Like and share. So thank you so much. So guys, make sure that you like and share the post, and you get to, if you share the live, you get 2 entries into the prize wheel for a free month of KCKHQ. And we had our first winner from last night, and that was Patricia Maitland.
Oh, awesome.
And yeah, so congratulations, Patricia. So you'll get 2 entries, not just one. So you get 2 on our wheel. And then we also put up the prize wheel for Sunday. Every time we go live, whether it's in a workshop or something else, or I'm just doing a tutorial or technique, we do a prize wheel because it's fun. So you get Casey Cash. From Sunday, we had a winner for Casey Cash, Deb Goebel. Am I saying that right? I think it was Deb Goebel. And so you need to download the app, Deb, if you're watching, and so we can deposit the $10 in your account. That was from Sunday. And then everybody that won yesterday, we're going to put it in later tonight, yesterday's and today's, and then we'll have one more day. We give away Casey Cash the whole way through, so make sure you say hello, because Rebecca can't give you Casey Cash unless you say hello. And she's not biased because she doesn't know anybody's names. What she does with us doesn't, she doesn't see people's names, so she doesn't know.
No, I don't remember.
Yes. So, we used to do, other things that would stress her out, pick a number from and make her write it down and
Never again.
put it in first. She said it stressed her out too much. We would try to do, more random things. But, hi Denise. Hi everybody. I'm excited to paint with you. You're freezing too. It is freezing. 4 inches of snow in Missouri. Oh my goodness, Ronnie. That's so much. Paulette says, hello, Rebecca.
Hi.
You fixed your dinner early so you can join, Milena. I'm so glad. Thanks for sharing, everybody. Hi, Violet. How are you? Hey, Gretchen. Yes, let us know where you're from because it's nice to see.
Comment?
No, I didn't see it.
She said, the workshop Spring Bunnies kit sold out. Didn't have it when I looked. Glad to have the website back.
It should be up. Yes, it's there today. So it is there. I'll share where you can get the kits. If you want a kit that has the 15-inch round drawn with all the paints and brushes and everything, it's on the app. So if you scan this QR code on the top right side, it has all the brushes and all the kits on there. But we also have a desktop link for those of you who like desktop, like I do. But the app is very easy to manage, though. Easy to navigate, I should say. And then I'll also put our site for those of you that still need to sign up for the workshop. You can get a free library with your stencils and supplies list. Okay, so do you want to know what happened last night? Oh my goodness. What's that word? Gave me agita.
What?
that word. Hold on one second. Sign up for free stencils and supply list here. Okay. So what happened last night, and it happened right when we went live, and Randy said that couldn't have been worse timing. So our site is set to automatic updates. Not anymore, is it? And it went into an automatic update right when we had like 2,000 people going into their libraries. It's crazy. So it was literally that same, like within a few minutes, and he said it made the site crash. And so we took the automatic updates out, and they're going to be scheduled in the middle of the night because we can't ever let that happen again. And yeah, I was a little bit ill over that.
Yeah.
I was like, we've never had that happen before. I told you that happened years ago with that, when we had that Oprah magazine thing, but I've never experienced that on our site. And so I thought it was maybe a memory thing or something. Initially, we thought it was WordPress. And so it was that. It was just really bad timing. But everything's working fine. If you see anything glitchy on there, I didn't see anything. I went through the site today, but just let us know, okay? You're all caught up for today. Yay! Shared and liked. Awesome. Thanks, Maria. I feel like I haven't touched myself besides a lip gloss since, 7 o'clock this morning, so kind of a mess. So that made me feel good. Thanks, Maria. How's everybody doing today? Thanks for sharing. You guys are going to get all the entries in. Yay. Hi, Don Dooley. How are you? We got a lot of kits out today. So those of you that ordered kits, they all went out the door today. I think there was only 3 orders we didn't get out today. So that was a good day. You're from Kentucky, Indiana. Love to see you wherever it's from. Maryland, Florida, Chile, Ohio. It's freezing. So for those of you that don't know us, maybe you're jumping on for the first time, we have a beautiful studio about 45 minutes north of Pittsburgh, which we're not at for this. I told Rebecca, I go, we're just going to stay at my house for this week. We've never done a workshop from the house ever. Right. So, but it's cold, so we're just staying in. But you can follow us there on Facebook at KCK Creations. You'll see over 100,000 photos of our painters on there. And you'll see we have new people in class every day. At least a third to half of the people, depends on who registers first, is new. And so we like for people to see that you can do it too. Like every one of our paintings has strokes that you can follow, and that you'll learn on how to build, beautiful 3-dimensional paintings. Like you're going to learn how not to have a flat painting, like how to make something look like it has dimension to it with easy to follow strokes. And those strokes get easier the longer you do them. And with every painting you do with us, you're going to put more tools in your painting toolbox. And so you'll be able to create more things. You'll be driving down the road one day and you'll be like, I know how to paint that tree. I know how to paint those clouds. And you'll start creating paintings also. And I share with our members like the creative process also. I will create paintings, like I'll sketch it and paint it from the beginning too, so they can see that as well. And so you'll start gaining those tools in order to build your own paintings also. About half our membership are at-home painters. The other half are business members, and they're licensed to teach our paintings in their own in-person classes. And then some of them use the membership to use our designs on their crafts and their pieces that they sell at craft shows and what do you call the events, like vendor shows and things like that too. So our members are also, they can do that as well and sell their original artwork that they make with our designs also. But if you have any trouble tonight, if you have any trouble with getting into your library, because it's a new a new process for you to see if you've never been in there before, Miss Haley will walk you through it step by step by step. You're going to see my dogs around Rebecca the whole time, and they're very fluffy. My groomer had surgery, and they're like, I bought all the stuff to groom them, but I'm afraid to use it.
It's scary.
Yeah, I'm afraid of it, Nick and I. Like, it's been sitting up there for 2 weeks, because I don't know when she's coming back. Yeah. But so they're very fluffy. But if you need anything, you just let us know. If you need to sign up for the workshop still to get the supplies and the stencils, you can just go to kckhq.com. Scroll about 3/4 of the way down the page, and then you'll see it there. Just put in your name and your email address. It'll create a free library for you to access. If you don't see any email from us, check your spam. Do a search, because it automatically automatically comes to you with a link to your library, okay? If you can't find it, then email Miss Haley. So one thing that we talk about also is trusting the process. There's a method to our madness on how we build paintings, how we make it, simple, how we build from darkest to lightest, how we make things look further away or round or make them look closer to you. And there's simple steps to that. And so we just ask you trust the process, and you'll come out with a painting that you love and you want to hang on your wall, okay? And then today I was telling Rebecca, I think I'm gonna paint some sample eyes for you before we get started on our little skunk, okay? I'd like to, instead of just going through the painting, like just prep you a little bit for that, because there's just a tiny bit of paint that we use for eyes. And if you're a new painter, I want to teach you about the pressure and how much paint you use for the eyes, okay? And then Rebecca, would you like to give away some Casey Cash first?
Sure.
Yeah.
Scared the puppy.
Listen, she's so an animal person that my dogs, like, they usually don't leave the porch if someone's coming, not even my husband or my son, and they darted to her car. It's crazy.
I know, they love me.
Oh, look at that. My old little Bailey.
I love it.
They only see them sleeping down there when I'm
Yeah.
filming.
She's just like, hang out with me.
Yeah, too funny.
Aw.
Louisiana's 19 in the morning. Oh my goodness. West Virginia, not too far from us. Can't find it on the app. Oh, you know what, Carrie? I didn't post it to the app. Crazy town. I'll do it right now. It's only on the desktop. You have to do on the app separately. I'm so sorry. I'm going to do it right now, Carrie. It'll be on in 1 second. Post to app. I'm doing it right now. There you go. You should have it like a notification that's coming through right now. Thanks, Gary. Okay, do you have some winners
Yes,
for us?
I got Lee Farringer.
Congratulations, Lee. So,
And then Tammy McClintock.
congratulations, Tammy. So you both just want to download the app. It's free. And then we can drop the money in there. You can buy brushes. There's brushes on there for like $3.99. Also, you can get brushes for free with your $10. 2 or 3 brushes on there. Yeah. So there's things you can get for the $10, or they're $5 a piece. The $5 Casey Cash. So
Yes.
you can definitely get a brush or so on there too, or put it towards something else. Okay. And so Rebecca, so we have Haley and Eliza on the back end again, okay? So, and Miss Rebecca here. So if you need anything, their communication goes through Rebecca.
Yes.
If they see something also that Rebecca doesn't see, they're going to let me know. They're going to interrupt me while we're painting, okay? So I'm going to work on eyes with you really quick before we start on the skunk, because I feel like this will help you in lots of paintings, okay? I'm going to show you, I screenshotted, I don't even know if that's a word.
People say that. Yeah, people say both. Yeah.
I screenshot, like, it sounds weird.
Yeah.
Let me exit out of here. A couple of our paintings, the eyes. And so I should have just pulled up the picture of so we have like the owl eyes. This is one of our paintings. Oh, I have to go to it'd be good if I went to my camera here. So the owl eyes, I'm going to show you here. I just sketched those out real loose right on my canvas. All right, so we have owl eyes here. We have one of our bunnies that's in there. I'm going to show you, this is the smallest amount of paint. I just screenshot it from the computer. Meanwhile, I had these pictures on my phone. I could have just brought the pictures up, I don't like the newer, like how they do things now on the new phones. You can't like make it at the beginning. It only goes by the date, so you have to go back into a folder. So I'm going to show you a couple ways to make these eyes, okay? So let me know if you have any questions, all right? I'm going to show you his little cute eyes here too, okay? So there's very little paint in here. So I want to talk about that first and work on that first, and then we're going to go paint him.
Okay. So what colors do you need on your plate today?
So I am just going to, we're just going to paint our skunk, and we're going to do our flower and the hands. So you're going to need flesh, which I don't have on this plate. It's on the other plate. I'll have to grab it. I have white, black. I'm going to use one of my blues. Doesn't matter which one. You can use cerulean or you can use the phthalo blue. I'll probably use phthalo blue with a little bit of white. The other colors we're going to need today, because we're going to work on the skunk, is the flesh color. Okay, and that's about it. that's about it. All right.
All right, I'm ready to go.
Are we ready? Okay. So, if you have our brush pack, all right, if you have this brush pack here, like if you have the 10 pack, or you bought a single of this, we have a really small filbert in here, all right? This is a small filbert. So this is a filbert that's like a 4, and then this is a teeny tiny one. These are both in the brush pack. They're rounded brushes. This comes in so handy for dry brushing small areas such as the eyes, okay? So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. And let's start on one of the bigger sets of the eyes, all right? Let's start on, you know what, for this purpose, I'm gonna use a little Van Dyke Brown, but you don't need it because I wanna show you like the owl's eyes. And everyone did such an amazing job on this. Like, these owls were beautiful, weren't they?
Yes.
I'm gonna get up and grab the
Do you
other
happen to have that transfer paper you showed yesterday?
Yeah, I do.
Somebody would like to see it again. Vicky Davis.
Hi, Vicky. How are you? I'm grabbing my other plate from yesterday because it has the other colors on it. Okay. All right. So this is the transfer paper that it's called Saral. You know, it looks like Saran wrap. It's called Saral, and it's wax free, and I guess it erases as well. I haven't tried it yet. They sent it to me as a sample to try. Okay, so here it is, but it doesn't get like, it doesn't go on everything like regular carbon paper does. And that's at jerrysartorama.com. I'll end up, if we use this and we like it, I'll put it under our favorite things. If you need to know where anything else is that's not already in your free library, well, in your free library, let me tell you one other thing. And I'll show this on Thursday, I think Thursday night, I'm gonna come to you from inside the membership and I'm gonna show you how to navigate in there because you all have a free library with the stencils. If you go down to the left side there, in your library, you'll have like your free tutorial in there, and underneath you're gonna have a master supplies list and you're gonna have a lookbook. The lookbook is now 50 pages of paintings. Like, it's pretty extensive.
Yeah.
But it has the name of every one of them underneath it, so you can find it easily in the vault or search by keyword. But you also have our supplies in there. The other way to get all of our favorite things is you scroll to the bottom of KhQ.com, click on my favorite things, and you'll come to it there, okay? Hopefully the site's up and running still.
Right.
Did anybody check it? That's still, I couldn't even believe that yesterday with the timing. It's crazy. Crazy. You want to hear what's so funny is Eliza and Haley, no one wanted to tell me. Rebecca didn't want to tell me.
I don't want to tell
She
her.
was like, she'll be ill. I'm a little bit of a, whoops, I'm sorry. I'm a little bit of a planner. So they know that like, that would definitely throw me off. You know. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna get this. This is one time I'm zoomed in, not going to wet my brush.
And this is just
right?
your sample eyes.
This is not the painting we're working on. I'm just gonna show you a couple things. So I'm gonna get a little Van Dyke Brown. We're not using Van Dyke Brown in today's eye, or in the eyes of the skunk, but I'm just gonna show you. I'm gonna show you the back of this brush. It has no water. When I'm zoomed in, it throws me off.
Yeah.
It has no water. All right, and it's very little paint. It's not chunky or anything, okay? Very little paint. Lift this up a little bit. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to slowly brighten down through here. You're gonna follow the shape that you're working in. You could even do this when it's a bigger eye. You could do this with a 1/2 inch flat. If you don't have this very small filbert, you can always just use a round brush. But when I'm dry brushing, I'm using the back of my brush, like I'm dragging this part, lifting off. I have it at an angle, I'm not straight up and down. And then as we come up about halfway, we're gonna let that dissipate, like just fade off, all right? So I'm gonna go and get a little bit more paint. Look how little. It's even sticky. It's such a little amount of paint, okay? This is my plate from yesterday that was like wrapped up in the Ziploc bag. Still moist. I know people hate that word, I'm sorry. It's still usable. How's that?
Fine. Doesn't bother me.
Rebecca, what?
Doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother you?
No.
So I told our whole membership. So my brother's the one that we got him to make all of our interchangeable wood frames, And the words that it makes him cringe are moist, slacks, and smarts. So when everybody comes for members weekend, I'm like, you have to put them all in sentences, like in your sentences, and I'll get him to come down and visit. It's so funny.
He was so nice.
Yeah,
When
he's a good egg.
Helped him with the frames. And
Yeah,
all that stuff.
he
fun.
dies a little inside though. If he comes to deliver frames and Vicky will be like, "Here's Josh. Casey's really," he doesn't want any attention whatsoever, and so he wants to run in the back. I know you hide also.
Oh, Kathy asked, do you have the tutorial of the lion in the vault? Will they always be there to see?
Of the lion, yeah. So if you are in the membership, you have access to every single painting. So there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds in there. So you're not limited to anything. So I'm getting a little bit of white, and so you have access to everything in there. So the lion is in there. That's actually an older painting, Kathy, and I just filmed it recently because
it's one of my favorites.
It is. Aw, yeah. We had a private group that came in to paint that. We've done it a lot of times, but I made it years ago, and it was before we were filming. So I was like, we're gonna put that in the membership. It's a fun one. We have a class coming up here soon, actually. We put it back in the lineup for the studio. So this is just a little bit of white, but look how I'm just building up my color, building it up very little. And this won't look like an eye until we get rid of our chalk lines, but we also have to put our dots in here. But right in through here, you're leaving this black, right into the center. But do you see how little paint I'm using? It's such a small amount. You could even get a little bit of raw sienna with white and go back and brighten this a little bit more, okay? These other eyes up here will take literally 2 minutes. This one is the, a little bit longer, but still not too long. All right, so we have that. And then what I would do is I'm gonna get my round brush, and then I'm going to put some white. I'm gonna wet that round brush, tap it off, and I'm gonna get my chunky white. So that means I'm going right into the pile, okay? I'm gonna put a little bit of a white dot here, another one here. But I just want to show you, you can do this, you can make things that look three-dimensional. And it's just, just how it's brighter here, it's darker here, it's brighter here. You're gonna give the illusion that this is round, okay? So we have a dot here. I'm also going to, with this owl, I use some gold in here. I don't think I have gold on my plate, so I'll just use a little bit of raw sienna.
Here's a quick question. If you're not a member yet, do you have access to see what's in there?
So I will, if we have time tomorrow, I'll do a screen share of it.
Oh, cool.
I could put a link in there for a video that I did for new members last fall. I could put a link in there tonight. Okay, because I have a pre-recorded link too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we'll do that. And don't forget, if you do sign up, we have this week, it's our celebratory week that we reached our renewal rate of $20 a month. So we're pretty excited about that. And you can sign up for only $10, and then 30 days after that, it would be the normal $20 a month, or you can pay annually and save 2 months that way. So I'm just getting a little raw sienna with white. And then what I'm going to do with this highlight down here, I'm going to make it a little bit brighter in the middle, just to make your eye think that that's, round. So we always want a little bit more brightness, through here.
If you're painting on a white canvas, do you have to paint the eyes black first?
Yes. I just use a black canvas, so I didn't have to take the time to do that and let it dry. So that was a fabulous question. Yes, you always want to paint them in black first. Okay. So we have that little part of the eye. And then what we do also, I would get my script liner. By the way, I didn't finish my thought. So use coupon code if you're signing up, KCKHQ10. Can you type that in there? Do you care? We have it right here. I'll put that up for just a second. KCKHQ10. So that way you can sign up for $10. And we're doing that through this week only. We're not going to offer that again this year. That's it. So it's just to celebrate. Okay. Okay, I'll go back here. And we're excited. I think you'll love it. Our members are amazing. I say this all the time. I'm going to my script liner. You know, we went over the script liner yesterday. It has the longer bristles. You have to add a little bit of water, all right? A little bit of water. And then I'll do a couple smaller eyes, and then we'll get to your painting. Okay?
And you're live every week in the membership, right?
I am. So every Tuesday we do a full tutorial together. We go from beginning to end together every Tuesday. So it's our night to be together, like we're always together. And then I just hop in there otherwise.
Right.
Someone said on the live, was it yesterday or Sunday, they were like, I love how you just pop into the group.
Yeah. Okay, I'm
Like,
here.
yeah. If I have downtime, I have to tell you, our group, like Tuesdays is my favorite night of the week because like we get to, you know, we really get to catch up, and during those lives, like everybody can ask any question that they like, and you know, so it's really nice to paint live with them. And so we have a schedule, and in our events, we put out a calendar every single beginning of the month for the whole month of all the lives. Any workshops, any lives, because you get all the workshops for free as well. And then they're also put into events. So they're in the events in the group also. So you'll get invitations to the events as well. But it will only let me invite 500 people, and our group has about 1,000. So hopefully everybody sees it in the feed, and it randomly picks the first 500. It's weird.
Do you add new tutorials each month? Kathy would like to know. I just want to know if the tutorials are forever yours, even if you cancel.
So no, you can only log into the membership if you are an active member. So you don't get to keep all the tutorials in there. It's only if you're active. The best way to describe that is kind of like a Netflix. Is that you have access while you're an active member. So I have a minimum of 4 tutorials that I give a month because I'm live every Tuesday. But I can tell you there hasn't been a month that I haven't given under 8 or 9. There's some months I do 20. Like
here's all of this.
Yeah, so I basically everything I paint you get. And so I'm just gonna go around this. And then here's an eyelash hack, by the way. You want to turn it this way to get your other side, or turn the other side if it's easier for you, depending on, you know, I'm left-handed. So I always want to be able to pull out and off, okay? So, and then that looks a lot better, like once you get all of it's wet, so you really don't want to wipe your chalk lines out like I did while it was wet, but you want to get all your chalk lines out afterwards, okay?
Do you have a substitute for bronze?
For bronze, it's a metallic. So bronze gold, you can put dark brown into gold. Bronze, the closest you're probably going to get is to put a burnt sienna into a gold.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but bronze is usually like so metallic. We don't use it in too much. Bronze gold we do, but bronze is really, you know, but we do send it for people to mix also for a few tutorials. It's on our list. Okay, so those are the owl eyes, all right? So I'm going to go, we have Easter bunny eyes right here, all right? So you want to get another, if you have to wash this, you just want to make sure it's nice and dry, okay?
What color is on the script liner around the eyes?
Just white.
Just white, okay.
Just white, yep. I'm going to draw it.
And then do the calendars get text or email?
So the calendars for the month are always emailed and pinned in the top of the group.
Cool.
So everything new in the group is pinned in the featured section at the very top. So everything I post is in there. So there's a post at least once a day of something that's updated in the vault, or when I was live, or something like that. So there's always something in there that goes... that gets pinned at the top, but we also email everything out so people can print it from there also. Okay, I try to be very organized for the group so they know what's going on for the whole month, and you can always count on every Tuesday. But I'm actually going away in March. I say that, but I never go away, and I'm going away. So that Tuesday though, I can still come to you live. I'll bring some paints. We'll paint from the beach. Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. So I'm just getting a little bit of my phthalo blue with my white, but I just want to show you how little paint I have on there. Just a little bit. Okay. And what I'm going to do is we're going to do these bunny's eyes. And so I'm going to start from the side. First get like, it's a little darker blue in. And then we'll add a little bit of white to it, okay? All right, right now it looks a little crazy, and I feel like I went in just a little too far. So if you did, you just get a little bit of black, and you start from here, put your black in, kind of rein it back in. So I'm just grabbing a little bit of black, see how tiny. But this little filbert brush is so fabulous for doing things like this. And I can tell you, we scrub in little shadows with this brush all the time. And it works out so well. So we had this brush that I got maybe 8 years ago for classes that they quit making, and we couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
And it got named Derek in the classroom because we had no name for it. And it was like, we called it our scrubby brush. And so, but anyways, I wanted, when we did our brush line and we were looking for like our perfect bristles and stuff, and I was like, I actually think a very small filbert would work for Derek. And it did. It works perfectly. So we do use this pretty often. So I'm going to get a little bit more white with this now, and I'm going to make it a little bit brighter in this corner. All right. Just a little bit right here. Buddy's snoring. Okay, so then I'm going to take my little round brush that I had. This is like how easy eyes come together, guys. You'll be really surprised. And of course, if you had a painting around this, it would look a lot better. But you just put like a bigger dot and then put a smaller dot. All right, kind of looks like a little devilish right now because of the black canvas. But if that black was still wet, like say I went on a white canvas and I, to do this demonstration, I'm getting a little bit of white so you can see, eyelashes. You can bring like a couple little ones right through here. But if I did that, I'd have to wait for it to dry. And so, not that it takes too long, but I don't want to take up your whole night. Just want to show you a little bit. This one you'd be better off to flip too. And that'll look much better once, the chalk lines are out also. So here's another one. I'm going to show you a little bit of difference here. Okay. So this one, this is on a little snowman. Okay. I'll show you. So this is called our youthful snowman. All right. We have so many snowmen. There's a lot of snowmen. And so we're going to just get this little white corner in over here. All right, on both sides, just a little. We ran out of like names to call snowmen,
Yes.
And so I'm just, while I have script liner out, I usually do like the eyelashes and stuff later, but while I have it out, I'll just put this here. And so we really have to call them as we see them because, we have no names left.
Yeah, there's like a snowman in birch trees, and then there's a birch tree snowman.
Oh yeah, that one used to kill you. Like you're like, okay, so which one is it?
That's the stuff that keeps me up at night.
I know. All right, so this, guys, we're gonna make it a little bit brighter right here, about halfway up. Here, just halfway up. But this is a light touch. You're using the back of your brush, here, not here. You're here, okay? Just a little bit. Wipe off your brush with that blue. Just get a touch of white. And of course, you can do any color, okay? You're gonna go here. Okay, and here. All right. And then we're gonna put in our couple of our white dots. So you can make, a lot of people feel like they can't make the eyes. You can, I promise you. So, and you can put the glares in the eyes in different spots. Like as you can see, I'm doing them differently on each one. You don't have to put them in the, same placement as I do, but you can change it up, on each one. And of course, this would look better without chalk lines everywhere. Did that help? Does anybody have any questions? It looks crazy with the 3 sets of eyes here.
I think we're good. We have a couple people thanking you for helping out with the eyes.
Yeah, of course. Of course. I just thought that would be nice to, work on a little bit today. Okay. So here we have our little guy. He's a cutie. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on like the dark ears first. But what I want to do is I want to black out the eyes first, okay? So we're going to take this inside part of the eye and we're going to black that out with a round brush. All right, so get a small pointy brush and we're going to go inside the eye. I'm going to get one of our small brushes and we're going to go right inside there and black it out. All right?
Trish said you make the best eyes on all the animals that you do.
You're so nice. Thank you, Trish. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to go just use black. All right. Tiny bit of water. Roll it to a point. All right. I think that I grabbed a brush that I dry brush with.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You've got so many brushes over there. You can't keep them straight.
Listen, I opened way too many packs. Whenever I organize them,
Are
I
you
just flip this.
You're zoomed in, right?
I am
you,
zoomed
okay.
in, yeah. Hold on, I just got paint like flew off my plate. Like it's blue. Listen, I was painting with a group last week and I turned it back on me and they're like, "Oh my God, your whole neck is blue." And I'm like, I know, I always get paint all over me. Okay, so let me check the lighting, make sure you can see. And so what I'm going to do first now, I'm not going to leave that dot where the eye, like the glare in the eye is, because I don't like to go around stuff. I'm actually going to fill it in and then I'll put the white dot over it. But if you want to go around it, you can. Okay. You might need a second coat if you're on the wood. Should be fine, but you might. All right, so I'm gonna go here. He looks like a little mischievous.
Which brush are you using again?
I'm using my small round brush, so just a pointy brush. Any small pointy brush will do. Makes me think like a little dab will do ya. A little too much water on that side, so. Okay, so we're just gonna let that dry while we work on our little guy. Okay, but let's get a little bit of the, I was saying flesh, but we actually used orange I didn't put flesh on this list. Orange with a little bit of white in there will make a flesh color. So we're gonna pool a little bit of white. I'm gonna use the same round brush, all right? I'm gonna get a little bit of orange and you can make a flesh color like that. And the other thing you wanna do when you want to make a flesh is just put a touch, just a little bit of red in there. And look, it makes such a nice flesh color. So orange, white, and red. If you have flesh, like Creative Inspirations flesh color is a really nice flesh color. We just add a little bit of white to it, but it's a good one, okay? So what we want to do is let's go in on his little nose and let's just color block it in and fill it in all one color to start, okay? Then we're gonna take a little bit of our dark brown. So I guess we did need more colors. I'm sorry. I was thinking I had flesh on the list. Sorry.
It's all right.
You should see the cutest thing that I have to paint for the Christian Academy they always do that auction and it has to do with putting the kids' thumbprints on a painting.
Aww,
and so
nice.
they gave me, look at this, look how cute. So she wants me to create not the same exact thing,
Yeah.
but this is all thumbprints.
Wow.
So something like this, she does want the same wording, so I'm going to be painting this tonight. I'm so excited about it because I think it'll be so cute. Yes, tonight. You know I don't go to bed early.
Yeah.
So just put some nostrils in there, okay? We'll we can go ahead and put this mouth in too. But they're coming. We have all the preschoolers coming. One day with 80 people, the next day with 80 people this week, Thursday and Friday. It's gonna be busy. Okay, so just a little bit of brown with that flesh color. So I use the same flesh, a little bit of brown, and I'm using that round brush. You can use a script liner if you want. Okay. I feel like I have a little bit of a misshapen eye right here on the edge. We're gonna fix that.
Misshape what?
Eye.
Oh. Oh, I see it.
You see it? He's wonky. Okay, so then what we're gonna do, let's get that flesh color that we have. All right, we're gonna put it inside the ears.
Maria asked, are these the youthful eyes?
Yes, they're like the youthful eyes. Good catch, for sure. Okay, so we're just gonna use our flesh color. We're gonna put a little bit in here. Maria, what's it like in California today? What's the weather like there? This color block.
Somebody said it was like 70 something in Arizona, I think.
Really?
Would be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice. We're like at like 3 degrees. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Little bit of white. I honestly couldn't believe how cold it was when I was out this morning, you know. And then I was taking my husband drove my car to work because my tires are newer tires, and when it was like bad out the day before, he left me on E, and I was like, I gotta get out and pump this gas in like 0 degree weather. I'm gonna choke you. He's like, oh, I didn't notice it was on E. I was like, yes, you did. I'm sure you did. Too funny. We tell everything, sorry. Okay, so your eyes should be about dry, I think.
Yeah?
Should be. Let's do the outer line of it while it's drying, just a little. So
Kathy said, Casey, I don't know how you paint so fast and do such an amazing job.
You're so nice, Kathy. Thank you so much.
Maria said 68 today, 74 tomorrow.
That is so perfect, Maria. Oh my gosh.
Donna said t-shirt weather in Southern California today. Pulling dandelions.
Oh, how nice is that? I can't wait until it warms up again. Really.
Yeah.
You know?
When it gets to like now, we're like, okay.
Yeah, we're over it.
We've had enough.
We don't even like to paint winter paintings. Like, we're done. This is spring.
Yeah.
So I do curve this. Like, I don't leave that all like pointed. Bailey's coming to see you. And over here too, I'm going to leave a little bit of white in that corner. All right. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to go on the other side.
You like me so much.
She does love you. And she's usually like afraid, you know. She's my scaredy cat. So she's seen the dogs at the studio. Like, I'll bring them when we're not open and stuff. But Bailey's scared to be out of her surroundings. So she never visits with her there. Do you know all the times I took them over there, she just can't get used to it. She still runs around like a lunatic. Yeah. I gotta take her out in the courtyard 50 times.
Crazy girl.
I know. She is the sweetest dog though. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull this out this way. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of gray in that corner also. Okay, so that just rounds that off just a little. And I'm using black, but just not real heavy there. That's why I'm saying a little bit of gray. If you need to clean up some edges like I do right there, just wash this brush, dry it off real good, and get some white. Okay.
Diana Barkley said 6 days now will be in the African heat.
No
So
way.
a little vacay.
Oh my gosh, so you're one of the ones going to Africa. You're so lucky. We have so many members that have either, because when I did the African paintings in there a few weeks ago, and well, those ones I recorded and dropped in, and so many people, I was like, do you want these paintings? Because they were older ones also. And they did. And so then I found out like so many had been to Africa or they're going to Africa. Yeah. Holy moly. I just think that'd be amazing.
Kathy Blanton said, am I painting the wrong way because I see you are doing sections first? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Kathy. Let me see.
Okay.
She said something else.
Okay. All right, so you're ready to dry brush inside his eyes? All right, so just get a small pointy brush, round brush, if you don't have our little filbert brush, okay? We're gonna get our blue with our white. Let me know if there's something I can answer for her.
Yeah, Maria Chapman asks, Casey, have you ever painted portraits?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I used to draw and paint people. And I did love it so much. I was a crazy person with it. Even dogs, like I painted pets, and we have a couple of pets that are in the membership. Like we have that German Shepherd And I think I also showed how to paint Buddy, which is a Shih Tzu in there. But I show step by step how you can paint your own dog too, and trace a stencil of your own pet as well in the membership. But yeah, I was crazy, Maria. I would do every strand of hair, every spot on a dog, and I also wouldn't put it down until I was done. Like I would, if it was a 18-hour painting or drawing, I wouldn't put it down until I was done. I was nuts like that. I can't fit that in anymore.
Connie just followed up and said, do you do commission portraits?
I don't. I'm sorry.
There's just not enough time in the day.
Not enough time in the day.
You already paint like 20 hours a day. So.
Yeah, I do. I do. I feel bad that I can't do that anymore. When my son was battling his illness too, like I would paint and draw the children, that were battling cancer, and and especially the parents that lost their children, like they would tell me like that's the way they talked to their child, was through their portrait stuff. And so things like that were special to me. So I would always like surprise people with stuff too. Like I wouldn't do it like I went from doing it for commissions to just doing it to surprise people that I felt needed something. And one time there was a distant cousin that I didn't like, I didn't talk to her, like didn't see her. Not that I wasn't talking to her for a reason. It just wasn't, we weren't close. And so her father had passed away, but this was months later, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think I'm going to paint her dad. And I never even showered that day, and I painted him all day long. And I didn't know her address and I have her phone number, so I think I got it from my grandma. And I was like, listen, do you mind if I run you over something? And it was late, and I looked disgusting. And I showed up at her door with this painting, and she was like, oh my God, I couldn't quit thinking about him all day. And she was crying. And those pink earrings that I wear, the light pink earrings, are earrings she made for me after that. And nice. Like things like that, like I don't know. I like to do things like that when I can, but I haven't been able to do that for a while. So we're going to put our white dots in here also. So get your round brush. All right. So we're done with this. We can put this, well, I'm going to leave this out and show you how you can do this flower with it too. All right. So we're going to get our round brush, just a small pointy brush. And with this one, I kind of have 3 dots. I have a bigger one in the middle. Just what strikes you that day, like where the glare is in the eye. A couple little ones on the side. Well, I pressed too hard though, so let me show you what you do when you do that. Don't smudge it. See how this is moving because it's on the middle? Yeah, that can be a problem. So I just washed off my brush. You could probably wait until this dries, but I'm just gonna be impatient and just go over. That was my thing when I was younger. I like to draw and paint people. That and landscapes. A gazillion years ago.
Yeah. I do love the landscapes.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I do love the landscapes.
Yeah, I still love to paint landscapes. My husband always says I look happiest when I'm painting birds. I don't know. Okay, guys, we're going to make this little flower. Is everybody good, or do you have any questions?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Okay, we're really zoomed in. So if I get out of the thing, let me know. Okay, so I'm going to go to the cerulean blue. So if you have sky blue, cerulean blue, either will work. All right. So the center of the flower is just going to be dark to start. I might even put a little bit of my phthalo blue in there. All right, we'll put some dots on this afterwards, but let's just get a little bit of oval in here. Just use your round brush. Okay, and then I'm going to put some white on the tip here, and I'm going to go from the outside and pull in a little. Outside, pull in. Outside, pull in. And that way I have a little bit of white on the outside edge. Pull in. This one I'm going to start there. All right, and we can put a little bit of an outline on that after it dries also, if we need to. I don't know if we're going to need to. We'll see.
Yeah. I feel like...
Yes?
I don't know. Looks good.
I'm still going to put the center in. It'll make sense to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, did I interrupt you?
No, I'm just talking out loud. I like the depth though in the petals. Like
with the chunky white.
Yes.
So
yes,
very
yes.
light touches here, guys.
I feel like you can't, like that just looks so hard to do. You just dip your brush in the paint and that's it.
Yeah, just lightly touch it. Very, very lightly. So you can also, this is what I would do. I would take a little bit of, say, blue with maybe a touch of the black. Not a lot, just a little bit. And you can frame this in with a little bit of darkness. You can wait until it dries a little bit more if you want it also, but you can go just in between the petals just a little bit. Only because it's not going to have a lot of color behind there. Okay, but it'll give it a little bit of a shadow. Yeah, I heard that it's supposed to be just as cold tomorrow and that schools are going to be canceled again. Like in the morning. I don't know. Okay, so we have a little flower. It'll look like a flower once it has a stem, but we gotta get some other things in here. Okay? You guys all right?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right, so let's get a little rake brush. I'm going to trim a rake brush for you again, okay? So this is a new rake brush. This is our smallest one, okay? So this is the 1/4 inch, and then we have the 3/8 inch, which is almost a 1/2 inch. I feel like I have a list today. 3/8. I can't talk. Okay, so we're going to water down black. We're going to get in some darkness first.
Ooh, I do have a question.
Yes.
Jackie Olds said, question, when painting on a black canvas, like the Valentine's owl, if you need to fix some boo-boo on the black because you messed up, how do you match that black?
So this is my suggestion. I talk about this with all of our classes with black canvases, especially if you haven't painted them black yourself, like they came black. So this is such a great question, Jackie. So if you have a canvas that you bought and it's black, your black's not going to match that. So if you happen to put your hand in your paint or something like that, or you do something in the background that you don't like, wet your paint towel and try to scrub it off instead of trying to match it, especially if it's out in the open, because you don't want to have to paint that whole background to try to match it up. So I would try to wash it off, you know, by scrubbing it. Another good trick is if you put water on one of your brushes that has, say, like even your dome brush that has stiffer bristles, you put water and you scrub it with water and then take your paint towel and wipe it off. Scrub it with water. If it's really stuck on there, it should come off. But I say if it's already a black canvas, try to get it off instead of trying to match it. It'll work a lot better for you, I think. If you can. Oh, you can't touch it. There we go. It's a reach. I have this new arm on my easel and it goes like bows
is that
out.
the new one?
Yeah.
The other one finally
I
broke?
finally I had this arm on my easel that I loved. I would like refuse to give up. Well, it fell on the ground twice while I was filming. I was like, okay, I think maybe now is the time. Yeah. Okay, guys. Oh, I was going to cut this. Let me wash this.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to trim this. For those of you that didn't see yesterday, I was showing how to cut your own rake brush. Now, this is a rake brush. You can see it has like thinner bristles here at the end, but I still trim them. So you take the end of your, I'm zoomed in, so let me move over. You take the end of your scissors and just cut it at an angle. If you can see that, I'm going to hold that up there. Okay. Oh, here. Just cut it at an angle. Were you able to see that, Rebecca? Mm-hmm. You were. Okay, so just trim at an angle. When I'm zoomed in, it throws me all off.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to water down my black. All right, not to the point where it's gray, but so it goes on loosely.
Yeah, you can see that really well.
Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, first I'm going to go around the ear. Remember how we went over this yesterday? Lift off, lift off, lift off. We're going to lift off. All right, we're going to come up here in front of the ear. We're going to lift off. First, we're only going to use black, and then we're going to go back and we're going to highlight and make some areas brighter to make it look like they're, you know, they're elevated a little bit more. All right, so here, I'm going to lift off. I'm sorry, he's really sorry.
I can't usually hear it when I'm at home.
Yeah.
Like on the thing, but it obviously, my dog's snore too.
Oh my gosh, as he gets older, you know, he is 12 and a half and this is the year he's snoring. I remember when I painted him, you know, for the membership last year, and because he was sitting next to me, it was supposed to be a different dog. Remember how I put him in the stocking too? And but what was I gonna say? And they're like, oh, finally a face to go with the snore. So we're gonna go right above the eye.
My cat snores in his cone, but it like echoes.
No way. The poor cat in the cone.
It's like in a megaphone.
So I'm going to pull this out. For your stencil, I tried to show you which way the strokes, like which way to lift off of how like the fur may lay. But he can have crazier fur. It's kind of like when we do a gnome beard. Some are real neat. Others went to the styling salon, you know. And so it can go, you know, any way. So I'm going to get a little bit more water. All right. I'm just going to pull a little bit here. We'll be pulling some white over this. Very light touch when you're putting this rake brush down. Very light touch. Can you see well?
I can see well.
Okay. Very light touch. We'll pull some gray through there too. We're just getting what's the darkest. We're getting, you know, in the back, what's the darkest first, okay? And then I'll just pull a few hairs up here. And this is what we use, guys, for fur, feathers, hair. It's such a fantastic brush for that, okay? So I always want to get a better angle. So I'm going to turn it this way so I can work on this side. I'm going to move this down a little bit in case you're still working on the other side so you can see how the strokes are, okay?
Michelle said she's super excited about this part.
Oh, yay. I'm so glad. Listen, when you master your rake brush strokes, you'll be so surprised what you can accomplish because there's so many paintings that you have with that has fur, hair or feathers, you know, like there's a lot. And so it's going to be so helpful to you. And the more you work with it, the more, you know, it'll become just natural to you to lift off. So when I first put my brush down, I put it down lightly. Then I press a little harder and then I pull off, okay? And lift off. But you're always following your shape, all right? Following your shape, very light touch. See my paint, it's a little watered down. You don't want to water it down to the point where it's gray, but you need it to be loose so you can pull it through. Just take your time. I'm using the skinny part of the rake brush.
I mean, I do think skunks in real life are pretty cute. I'm not gonna lie.
Until they spray.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't get close to them, but they are so cute.
Yeah. We had one right there where you're sitting outside that office window in the backyard. And the backyard is fenced in, you know, and so it was getting in like, I think, like under the deck or something. But he would sit there and look at me through the window and it was a baby and stuff. And I was like, I so want to feed it. Like it was during the day, it would just be out there. And my family was like, don't go near it. It's so cute.
People do have skunks as pets, but they just take that
for real
that gland out that does that, I think.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Lifting off, guys. Lifting off. Okay. Sometimes
you're off the. Oh no, you're back on. Okay. No, I was looking at the. You must have been dipping your brush.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, wait, where'd your brush go?
Oh, okay. I'm like, I haven't moved.
Jackie asked, do you suggest trimming the rake brushes out of your brush kits we buy?
So I added the brush kits. Yes, I do. Because I trim them even when we get them in. And we're getting our dome brushes. There's only 2 packs left as of this morning. And they're coming in tomorrow. So that's good. They'll be restocked. But yeah, we have more rake brushes coming tomorrow too. They're getting a little bit.
They don't make
single brushes.
A brush as chewed up as you prefer.
Yes, that's the perfect answer. Yeah, I trim those too. Yeah, he did pretty good with the new 3/8 one, I have to tell you. Because Kelly and someone else ordered them today, and I was like, I went to trim them and they were done really well. So he took the suggestion well.
Oh,
like
good,
he cut them a little bit better, you know. So Kelly, I barely had to touch it. If
So you're
Kelly's
using
on.
the skinny part of the brush.
I am, yeah. I am. Very light touch, guys. Very light touch. So if you were working with colors and building up colors outside of black, you're going to start and stop your strokes at different points. So you don't want to make like stripes right next to each other. So you'll see I'll start one here and one here. Start one shorter and one longer. And that'll make a difference whenever you're working with other colors, if that makes sense. Just so it doesn't look like you have stripes. It'll make sense when we put the gray highlights in too. Now I never have my perspective when things are like sideways like this. I still need to take a look at it like this and see if my strokes are okay, you know? I think I'm okay with it.
Kathy said, I like using a rake brush when it behaves.
When it behaves. When it doesn't get all
And
ornery on us.
Luann Bartholomew said, amazing what difference the rake brush makes.
Yeah, it makes your life easy to, so much easier to paint things like this for sure. So we want just a little bit right in through here, coming off his cheek, down through here. We'll be pulling some gray and some white over that. We're just getting our base in. So I want you to make sure you're lifting off as you're coming in through here. So you don't have a blunt stop here. So you don't have a heavy mark here. Make sure that you're lifting off, okay? I'm gonna pull a little bit of this like right under his cheek too, a little bit right here. We'll come back in with a little bit of white and gray in that area, okay? And then we're gonna move down to his little tiny arms. Do you want me to zoom out so you can still see the head? You guys tell me, because I can do that if you want. In case you still need to look at that if someone's still on that area. By the way, on your left-hand side in here, you should be able to pause. Yeah, it's on mine.
On the desktop.
Yeah, on the desktop, you can pause. And I think you can rewind, right? On these Facebook Lives.
I don't see the rewind.
Just pause. Okay.
Pause, yeah.
All right. So this, guys, I'm going to start pulling around my shape here. This is going to be just solid black inside here. All right. A little bit.
Brenda asked, if I'm working on a white canvas, do I need to paint the white before black?
If you're working on a white canvas, no, you can just put your black in there. Yeah. And if you wanted a little bit more of a background, yesterday we showed how to put a background on a canvas, put a sky in, a little bit more of a sky than what I have, yesterday, if you want to take a look at that too, okay?
And Jackie asked, when will the rest of the information be released for Members Weekend?
That's coming next week. Registration will be out by the end of next week, so I'm excited. And we also, so it might be like next weekend because I have a meeting with, and we're gonna put a group chat in our group to see who wants to, the ladies decided they wanted a game night too. They chose game night over the comedians.
I like that.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that'd be so fun because we do like team game nights like for the studio. We've done those before, and they're so much fun. And I love that they decided
That's a good way
that.
to like hang out.
Well, that's what they said. They wanted to hang out together instead of like the comedian. We have a band. There's two bands, one on Thursday, one on Friday night, and then we were going to have the comedian for Saturday, and they said that they prefer a game night with everybody. And I think we're gonna do like a white elephant. Everybody brings something from their state.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so I think that'll be a first. We didn't do that last year. And we'll still have a prize who came the furthest. We couldn't believe we had people from Washington and California and Puerto Rico, and we had people from all over last year. So wonderful.
You're using acrylic paints.
Yep, acrylic paints.
And how stiff are the bristles on the rake brush? Are they more soft or stiff?
So we went through a million bristles to find the bristles that we wanted for our brush line. And so these are called golden Torre. So they're soft, but they're a little stiffer than what you would find. So they hold up well to like dry brushing, or even when we're using a lot of water and still, you know, they don't get real limp on you. So they're kind of a little bit of both. They're a little bit stiffer, but yet soft. And I surprised some people with your kits today and put in some of our rake brushes in them.
Oh.
Yeah, I like to throw some things in here and there, some Happy Meal. And I put a fan brush in someone's kit too. And I'm a crazy paint towel lady, so I'm always throwing paint towels in people's kits too. So I'm like, everybody needs a paint towel. I feel like it, you know?
Yeah. Someone said, I think Lynn is lowest, right? We discovered.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So she said, so a stalk of corn, I'm assuming, to bring for her wet elephant.
Oh, that's so funny. I can't wait to see her. She is so funny. Like, and you know, she just makes you smile, you know? So the other thing they asked, and I'm gonna do this, ladies, is in between like our painting sessions, like to do, we have, you know, Studio 83, a lot of our members went up there and threw pots on their wheels and stuff when they came in early. But they have a studio upstairs where they do yoga. Well, they teach chair yoga and stuff. So I was gonna have them in for some breaks, you know?
That's fun.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know, like I started this app with chair yoga because I feared my back could take it, like my spinal cord.
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty good with it. So
yeah, you haven't told me what's going on.
I know.
I've been so busy.
I know. We need to catch up on a lot of stuff.
Are you out of view?
No. I think I'm in.
Okay.
I was just moving it, I think.
Oh.
Oh, you're looking on my computer. It's delayed. No, I must have been out of view. Was I?
I was reading comments and then.
No, I'm sorry. What did you guys miss? So I think it was just putting a little bit in right here. You guys tell me if you want me to re-show anything. I will.
I haven't been reading comments and then.
It's okay.
You know,
I invited Miss Haley.
Blame it on me.
I invited Miss Haley to come over here too today, but she has a cough, and she said that we would just hear her cough the whole time.
Judy asks, would you please explain how and when you turn the rake brush as you paint the fur?
So I want to turn the rake brush whenever I have to make a stroke out, like right here. And I want to lift off there, so I'm using the skinny part of the brush, and I'm going in that direction, lifting off. And then I like to follow my shape too, like here. I'm going to be coming straight down, and we're going to need a shadow right above the foot, so I'll actually just color block that in right there. Okay, and then when I'm going to the right side, so in the middle you're straight, on the left you're curving this way, and then out on the sides. Over here you're starting to curve to the right, and then you're going to lift off as you're coming down that side as well. And down at the bottom, we're gonna need a little bit of darkness. Tamara, would you mind if before we start the loose flowers and leaves that I give a little bit of a session on loose flowers and leaves?
I would like one.
You would like that? Okay, I can do that. I can. Rebecca, we're gonna get you back in the classes.
No.
Yeah, bring you and Erica.
Join the membership.
Oh, you're so done.
I'm so far.
You are in the membership.
Oh yeah.
You're like, oh yeah.
Haley,
You're
I
just
need my
so
login
good at it.
information.
You don't know your login. That's so funny.
I'll
Listen,
send
did
you
you see me panic when my daughter's like, well, what's your SiteGround login? I was like, I don't know. There's so many logins, you know. Oh my gosh. Luckily, I just screenshotted that and put it in a file on my phone not too long
that
ago.
is smart.
Otherwise, nobody would be able to get into it. I have to go through papers. Okay, same thing here. Straight down in the middle. Okay. And then I'm just going to lightly, I don't want like a real hard edge over here. I'm just going to lightly like bring this out a little bit. I'm on wood, so I have a little bit of that like white showing up behind there. Lift off very nice and easy on the sides. Lift off, lift off. And we're gonna put the shadow around his little tootsie. And listen, this should have been painted, the hands and feet, whenever we painted the nose and ears inside the ears. My bad, I'm so sorry. Realizing that as I go through. It's not gonna hurt anything, you know, but you generally wanna do your light colors and then put your dark like right over it, you know, with something like that, knowing that you don't have to stay in the lines and you're gonna be covering with black if you go outside the lines. That's the way I would think with that. So a lot of times, you know, when you could just slap something in really fast because you're gonna be going around, you know, going over it is nice too. Okay, so that's our star.
Coming to life.
He's starting to come to life. I don't know why my last two animals, like this other bunny, it's a boy too. I don't know why. You know, it's however they come out, you know. Okay, so I'm not doing any of my grays yet. I'm going to do the black on the tail. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see it.
Yeah, that's so far away. I can't like reach it to zoom in and out.
I know. I did think about that because at the studio, when we're live at the studio, she's always zooming in.
Yeah,
nice, you know. Yeah, it's a good reach. I make sure. Look where my finger is. See you. Okay, you can see that. I just want to make sure. Okay, so we're going to very lightly get some darkness in here. Very lightly. Don't press hard. Follow the curve very lightly. Tiny, tiny bit, all right? Not a lot. You know, I thought that, you know, once I painted this, I was like, oh, the tail probably would have fit better on the other side. But then I thought it'd be too heavy on that side. I don't know. Because the tail does come close with the side, you know.
He's so fluffy and cute.
He's fluffy. Make sure you're using water with your rake brush, guys. It's really important. Otherwise, it's not going to go on nice and smooth for you, okay? Follow your shape. So I'm going to go down through here.
Say if you don't use enough water, what do you do? Like, can
so
you go back
it's
in and
going to
fix
be,
it?
yep, you can go back in and fix it. Yeah, just soften the edges with a little bit of white, let it dry, or wipe it off. You can always wipe it off. I want to start getting this a little bit darker right in through here because this is going to be like on the back side of it. So it's going to be a little bit darker where this is like folding in right here. Lifting off and using the skinny part most of the time. All right. We're going to need some darkness like right in through here. All right, right in through here.
Tina said, I'm still working on the teacher owl and it's crazy that I'm having a hard time. LOL. Think my rake brush ain't rake brushing.
Oh, so maybe like trim it and see if it'll work a little bit
Give
better
it a little
for
haircut.
you. Yeah, a little bit of a haircut. I'm just gonna put some very light, you know, pieces through here. Very, very light. So the teacher owl is all rake brush. So that is where you're gonna become a rake brush pro because the owl is all rake brush. For sure. And if you want to, you guys are more than welcome to. We do this all the time, every single day. If you want to send us a screenshot of your painting, we can give you a couple quick, you know, suggestions to help you get you where you want to be in your painting. So you feel free to email us your like a screenshot of your painting. We'd be happy to help. We do that all day long, so don't worry. We'll help if you want some help, okay? A lot of times, you know, it helps to have, you know, an outside set of eyes on things because if we're working on something, I'm gonna pull this one in a little bit like this because he has a little bit of fur coming out from his side right here. So we have a little bit of, that's meeting his tail, okay? So it's a little tricky right there. So we have a little bit of, it's gonna be really black right in between the two. She loves you. She can't sleep while you're here. Buddy will sleep through anything, I think.
He just woke up and stretched.
Did he?
Robin said you could do a few practice strokes on a paper plate before you paint the paint.
Yes, Robin, that's a great idea. Yeah, definitely practice. And that's why yesterday, like, I wanted to go over the rake brush a little bit because it is important. See how this is like watered down right here? It's important to have it watered down, and it's important to just lightly, lightly make your strokes. All right, very lightly. I'm gonna go back and darken some areas in here. Okay, and then we'll go back and we'll highlight what we need to. Okay. Rebecca, do you want to give away some Casey Cash?
Yes, I'd love to.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Tina said I can try. I think my problem is more at the bottom of the brush near the ferrule. It's weird. I may need to get a new one.
Okay. Is that Tina Seneca?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Tina. How are you? I hope everybody's doing good.
For Casey Cash, we have Eva Bland and Carrie Henderson.
Congratulations, ladies. Let me know if you need me to put the app back up. And I can do that. Okay. Are you doing all right?
Yeah.
No stress?
Desi said he's just too darn cute.
Aww. How are you, Desi? So I'm going to put a couple of lines here, a little bit here, kind of like we did on the sides of his cheeks. A little bit going out here. Okay, we need a little bit of darkness here. Light touch. I don't have a lot of paint on my brush. All right. And then we'll go and put some highlights here before let's go in through here first. We're gonna make let's make some gray. So I'm not washing my brush. I'm just wiping it off a little bit. I'm gonna get some white. All right, separate pile right here. All right. And let's put in some of these strokes up here with a little bit of gray. Just a tiny bit. Let me make sure you can see.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
I'm gonna say it's close.
Yes. It's
I'm
just
gonna
hard
drop
because
it
it's a big circle.
Yes.
And then where your
And I want everybody
your
to see
little arm
close
is.
enough. Yeah. Oh, it's stuck.
oh no.
There we go. Like, it's not locking. Okay. And make sure you guys can see it. I still need to drop down one because there we go. Okay, so up here I'm using the skinny part of the brush, curving to the lines on the stencil.
Deb said he is the cutest little stinker I've ever seen.
Aw, thanks, Deb. I can't wait to see all of your paintings. I can't wait. So a little bit of he's got a little spiky dew up here, a little bit of gray, and then I'll pull in some white after we get all our grays in, okay? Starting to come together. See, the rake brush is our friend.
Yes.
Okay, so then I'm gonna pull down through here.
Amanda said, I'm trying to watch when you use the skinny side of the rake brush and when you use the flat side. Or are you only using the skinny side?
So I just use the flat side a little bit right here, and I'll show you. So I do use both. So over here, when I have a small, I need to put in a very small shadow, I'll use the skinnier part of it, okay? Little small shadow. That might be a little too heavy right there, so I'm gonna wipe that a little bit with my finger. But if I need a wider area, then I'll go flat, right here. I'll go flat. And if I feel like it's too heavy, on wood, sometimes it'll pick up a little too much paint. And so I'll just touch it with my finger a little bit, okay? But if it's a larger area, and I also wanna make sure if I'm doing that, I'm not making the stripes, because that can happen. When people make the beards on the gnomes, and they're using the wide part of the brush the whole time and laying it down and pulling it down, they'll tend to put one stroke next to each other, and you'll actually see that, 1/4 of an inch or 3/8 of an inch. So just be careful with that. So that's why I do kind of go back and forth, is so I don't make those, those strokes like that. I'm gonna get up in here and also make a little bit of a shadow underneath here. You could use a little, like in my original, I have a little bit of the brown in here also, but I don't think it's necessary. Like, I think it would have been all right with just the gray like we have everywhere else. We'll put that stem in there afterwards. The stem is going to be in front of the, that shadow, okay? So we have a little bit of a shadow back there. That's needed to show that that goes back further. All right, I'm gonna need a little bit of water. I'm just gonna pull down through here. We don't want it all to just be white because it'll look flat. It's a little darker where we feel like there'd be a shadow. Very light touch.
Becky said, I'm calling her a she. She's so cute.
Oh, you could just put some eyelashes on her and, you could fancier it up. I didn't decide with either one what they were going to be, and it's just whatever happened, while I was painting them.
Turned out.
Yeah. So I'm going to put a couple
Or put like a pink flower in.
Oh, yeah, you could put a little bow in her hair. She'd be so cute. So now I can't wait to see everybody's like renditions of it. Like, I can't wait to see. I love to see how people change up the paintings too, like take the liberty of changing up the painting. I love to see that also, how creative everyone gets. Because our members do, and they put them on different surfaces too, which I love to see. It's so fun to see the creativity.
Yeah.
So a little bit
I
down
saw
here.
people use paint on the shirts and.
Oh yeah, so we had a shirt painting session. That was Debbie and Vicky. They've painted probably 2-3 dozen of our paintings on shirts. And so we asked our members, do you want to learn how to paint on the shirts?
Yeah.
And this was
cool.
right before Christmas, and so many did, and they looked so fantastic. I bought myself all the shirt paint and have not gotten to it yet. Like, I so want to paint one too, So guys, then if you need to break anything up, you can just wash this, all right? And we will get just some white. Well, I take that back. No, we'll do it afterwards. Let's just get some white. Sorry about that. Soften anything you need to. Like if you need to pull a little bit of white through here, like say you have some harsh marks like over there, I didn't like that mark, then you would pull a little bit of white through, okay? Then we'll go and highlight the black areas. This, we're just softening anything that may have gotten too bold or blunt of a line, all right?
Polly said, mine is looking more like a cat than a skunk. I feel like the nose a little bit could make it look like a cat.
I think it could, yeah.
I feel like they kind of look like cats too, though.
So I have to tell you, when how I look at real things whenever I'm like, if I don't know exactly what it looks like, I'm Googling,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to see real pictures of it, and they're not this cute.
No?
No, they're not. Their noses are like, I can't explain it. So I'm like, okay, like we can't make it just like the skunk, but it has some implications of the skunk, but it's definitely like their faces. They have like I don't even know how to explain the nose. It's a little like, it's short, not short, like it's pointy, but it's weird looking. I don't know. This is when my husband suggested I do this. He was like, well, you don't have a skunk in your library. And I was like I'm gonna have to look that one up. Yeah. Okay, guys, so you can get a round brush, you can get a flat brush if you want to, and I can show you how to put some eyelashes on here too, but we need to get the eyebrows and the highlights on this first. I'm just gonna let this dry in case anybody has like a really wet surface right now. Let's get a little bit of white and a tiny bit of red, and I'm gonna make a little bit of rosiness. That's even too rosy. If you have rose Lucas like we have, you could use that, but I just this very pale pink right here.
Cindy said, I got some paint and haven't painted on a shirt yet, but I really want to.
Me too, Cindy. I'm with you. We're going to do it. Maybe I'll do that on vacation too, you know?
Yeah.
Because I can't even tell you when's the last time I've been away for 8 days. Like, oh my gosh, I won't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll put me over the edge. I'm definitely going to bring my paints.
Yeah, because I feel like you'll be like, I don't know how to.
Yeah, I don't know.
Here.
That's actually how I relax also. Yeah. So otherwise I don't think I know how to relax. Like I can't just sit there.
My first vacation after leaving my full-time job, I was just wired. I'm like, I don't know how to just sit here.
Yeah, that's why.
It's so weird.
I don't know. And we're always busy with something. So I don't even know how to relax at all. Like I'm the person that starts a project still at 11:30 at night, you know? It's like, I don't know. We're going to put just a little bit of color here, right there. And if you wanted to, you could add like a little bit of raw sienna here as well. But I think the pink's okay. I'm leaning back, taking a look at it. Okay. So while the black's drying, in case somebody has their black still wet, let's go ahead and put the hands in.
Oh, Cindy said she also bought a canvas bag to paint on.
She did. Listen, we were talking about possibly doing that, like a group project with a canvas bag for members weekend, for something like fun.
Oh, yeah.
You know, yeah. So we were thinking about that. This is an added thing, you know. So we're gonna all talk. We're gonna put our chat in for the members weekend. Decide. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they were throwing out some really good ideas, you know, to add to the schedule. I love that. Okay, so we're making our flesh color again. So that's orange, touch of red, and some white. All right. And I'm going to get a little bit of my Van Dyke brown. It's not as soft as yesterday, just because I put it in a bag, but it's still okay. So we're going to get both colors on first. So it's going to be a little darker to start. But I have that small filbert, but you can use a round brush. But I'm just going to start here and pull. I'm going to pull back and press. So I just have like 4 little fingers.
Kathy said, I haven't painted long. You all seem like you were more advanced. Where do I start without giving up?
Listen, you can paint any one of the tutorials, so don't feel like you can't, start here. You can. But I think a great place to start is like beginner's boot camp, which is in our membership. And so it's one of the boot camps. A lot of the boot camps are great for like beginning strokes, like learning how to use each brush, what we use each brush for, our strokes, how much paint to use, how to dry brush, how to hold your brush, how much pressure on your brush. But don't feel like so many members have never painted before. They get in the group, they don't think they can do it, and they do. And so don't think that you can't, you definitely can. But if you wanted to start with one of those, that would be, good also.
It looks way more difficult
than what it is. Yeah.
I had friends over this weekend for like the first time in forever, and I have like the paintings that I did with you.
Yeah.
Hanging up like on my little thing. And everyone's like, you painted it? I can't believe you painted this.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm just professional.
Yeah. And listen, when she came for the very first time to a class, she was like so stressed out thinking that she wasn't going to be able to do it.
It's true.
And she did.
I mean, I was asked not to come back for art too.
This is 4 more strokes done. Yeah, she told me that.
My art teacher's like, please, can you not sign up for art too? I'm like, what?
And what art teacher says that? That's just, I've heard horror stories about art teachers. It's like crazy. So I'm just going to pull this through one more time. This just has a little Van Dyke brown and the flesh color on it, okay? Then we're going to go back through and highlight that. So I'm going to wipe off this brush, just grab some white. We're just giving an implication of the hands. Once we put a little script liner lines on these later, you'll be fine. So I'm just going to add a little bit of white in there, and then we'll form these later. Don't worry. So that there's a
they're not gonna trust the process.
Yeah, trust the process. Here's the other thing. So if you're a perfectionist, and believe me, I get it. Like I've painted things where it's every single dot, every single hair. I totally understand that. This is a looser way of painting. And so and I've seen it with people where their first couple of paintings, they're stressed all get out because they're painting loosely and, and they don't have an exact line to follow, things like that. And then I'll never forget this Tracy. She's a school teacher and she comes to the studio and I saw her relaxing instead of like so stressed. Because at the end she'd be like, oh, I love my painting. But the whole time she'd be stressed. And finally I was like, listen, like you're so relaxed. What happened? And she goes, I actually know I'm going to leave here with a nice painting. So like I'm done like stressing. I'm just going to follow it and go to, the end. And so I think once you realize like painting loosely, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's still going to come together, and each stroke's going to get easier as you do it more. And some things don't click the very first time or second time. You gotta keep doing them, and then they become a lot easier. We'll be putting some like thin lines through those, digits. Hands and feet. Okay, so I'm gonna get my rake brush out, and we're going to put in some of the highlights on the fur. Okay. So this is where we want it to look like it's coming out further. These are the things that look like they're coming out further when we do this. So like these eyebrows are out in front of this, the back, of the fur. You have a little bit going in front of the ear. You want to soften the edges where it's going up into the gray fur. Things like that go around the edges here. So we're going to just use a lighter gray and we're going to start putting in the highlights, okay? We'll also start pulling that through here as well. All right. You tell me if you can see.
I think we're good.
Okay, so white and just a touch of black. If you want something light, always start with the white first, okay?
Robin said, my skunk is chubbier, but that's okay.
Aw, he's probably adorable. Or she.
Probably just,
I can't wait to see.
Has to be warm for the winter somehow.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go. What happens to raccoons? They go in trees? You don't see them in the winter.
Skunks?
I mean, skunks. You know I was calling this a raccoon too in the beginning. Like, it just kept coming to me. So, how come you don't see skunks?
I don't know.
And raccoons in the winter? Or you don't?
I don't know.
See, he had little, very light touch. Remember how I told you, like, don't make harsh strokes with the wide part right next to each other so you don't make a stripe, okay? Then right here, this is where I'm going to make, like, this a little bit brighter because he has an eyebrow. Or she. Eyebrow. All right. Just these, and you think about, like, I'm going to put a little bit of a highlight, like, right above the eye, too. And if this is too hard with the rake brush, you can always just get your round brush and do that there, okay? A little bit of a highlight opens up his eye a little bit. And for those of you who want to make, like, a cute girl skunk, I'll show you how to put in a nice eyelash in there. Because first you'll put it in black, and then we'll highlight it with white. Yeah. We need options. Okay, so I'm going to do my left side, and then I'm going to turn it for the right side. All right. A little bit more white. Any questions, Rebecca?
A few people are just saying skunks hibernate.
They do? Okay. Because I was wondering, like, you don't, like, once you start thinking about it, you don't see them.
Stay warm somewhere.
Is Miss Linda Baker on tonight? I didn't get to see who everybody was on.
She was on last night. I don't think I've seen her tonight.
I just thought of her because we want to make this look like it's coming out towards you here, guys. That's why I'm making this a little bit brighter. And then we want to go a little on the edge. She always, like, we don't know something, she finds out the information, you know? Yeah. She's always...
I see how you're doing the curve to make it look more like an arm.
Yeah, so we want this to... Yeah.
Yeah, Cindy Franklin said, I want mine to be a girl with eyelashes.
Okay, we'll do it. Definitely will. It's just holding a flower. Maybe this one's a little bit more like Pepe Le Pew. I don't know. He's a skunk, isn't he?
I love him, yeah.
I never saw it because my parents didn't let me watch cartoons. I just know the name. I know he's a skunk. I'm the only person that went to Disney World when I was like 26, didn't know the characters. My husband thought that was insane. He tells everybody that. He was like,
It's pretty funny.
she only knew who Mickey and Minnie were. We were sheltered.
Sometimes it's better that way, you know?
You know, I do think that, like, as my kids are growing up, like, I wish the things that they, like, the things that they hear or they see didn't happen, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know how my parents kept us so sheltered.
It's a different world.
I remember when I was like my early 20s and I was talking to one of my dad's friends and he swore or something, and I never swore until like I was older. Like I was afraid to. Like I was one of those. I was a goody. And so I was like, he said, I was like, you swear, Sam? And he was like, well, yeah, your dad does too. I go, my dad does not swear. He's like, yes, he does. And I was like, you know how you're just, I was so naive, you know. Too funny. Okay, I don't know why I brought that up. Oh, because I'm so sheltered.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sure my mom just loves listening to that on here. She's like, you know, she's always in the background. She doesn't say anything. Hi, Mom. We try to get her to talk on here. She doesn't. We always, you know, we try to.
Oh, this is an interesting take. Charlotte said, I'm happy when I smell the first skunk because it's spring.
Lindsay always loved skunk also. Is that what it means? Because they're coming out.
Well, I smelled one 2 days ago because my neighbor's husky got it, but
no way.
that happens like all the time.
Oh my gosh. Is it true that tomato juice will fix, like, is the remedy?
Well, I don't know that. I've heard that. My dog got sprayed with a skunk in our yard.
Oh my gosh.
And
Your dogs experience everything. Oh my gosh.
And it was like, it was like March of 2020. And my husband woke me up at like 3:15 in the morning and I had to go to work at like 6:30. And he's like, Wilson got sprayed by a skunk. I don't know what to do. So I'm like, all right. So
I go back to bed.
Yeah, well, I go to Walgreens because Walgreens was still open 24 hours at the time. They were out of everything because it was the beginning of COVID. They had no hydrogen peroxide, like no
Put in your
nothing.
eyebrow right here, guys.
I'm like, what do I even
What did
wash
you do?
them with? Well, I called the groomer first thing in the morning, and he spent the whole day there.
Oh, that's so nice.
So, yeah, so she has like skunk stuff and all of that. But,
no way. So they deal with it.
But we still smelled it on him for like another 6 to 8 months. Anytime you get wet or something.
No way.
Yeah.
It still comes out.
Oh,
A little bit of highlight around the eye. Okay. And well, I did not know that. I didn't know, like, even think, call the groomer.
Yes, they have at least, you know, the good ones that it's like skunk be gone or something like that. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I maybe have too big of an eyebrow right there. So I think I'm gonna hone that back in. I need to get a little bit of black. I always change it.
But everything's fixable.
Everything's fixable. And I always like to show that. So like I don't paint a painting and then fix it up afterwards. Like I'm always like when I paint a painting with everybody, even if I'm pre-recording it on my own, I try to show you everything that I would do. You know, if I didn't like something on it, I'll fix it while I'm live also. Okay, and then I'll put a little bit of that back in. Yeah, we've been lucky, even me growing up in the country, like with my, you know, my family, like, I don't think we ever had a, although I could be wrong. Because my dad will bring up stuff and be like, did you remember this? I'm like, no, it must have traumatized me. You know. He was like, do you remember when we used to butcher our chickens? I'm like, what? We did what? I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't remember that stuff. I think that I blocked it all out. I don't even know. He always says, like, who raised you?
Yeah.
Too funny.
Oh, you look so
We share too much. I'm sorry, I share too much.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
It's just hard for me to like talk and read.
Talk and read comments.
I try. Kathy asks, how long have you been painting?
So I painted in high school and I went to school for fine arts, and so to college for fine arts also. And but then I didn't do anything with it. I had a different business all these years, and then my son started battling an illness when he was 7 years old, and he had a life-threatening illness where he had masses all through his spine, and it took about 5 years. They didn't know how he was alive. It was horrific, and he lost about like this much of his back, and so they took his hip, put it in his back because the cadaver wouldn't work. Clipped his ribs and burned his muscles out. Like, it was insanity. Wow. And so they didn't know even what he had. He was the second one in the world to have what he had until like year, I think it was 3.5 or 4. And so we were in that 4th year, and I said to my friends, like, what can I do? Like, I'm losing my mind. Like, I have no vices. And I mean, it was awful. He was a little boy, and it was just awful. And so I still could cry talking about it. And so my friend said, why don't you start painting or drawing again, like whenever he's sleeping, to relieve some stress.
Yeah.
And so I did. I started sketching my friends' children to thank them for helping us with my daughter and, the dogs and everything else. And because we were either at the hospital or we're in the living room with the pick line. And so my son, who is 19 now, and he's doing very well. He just got released in the spring after 12 years of scans. It's just insane. And we all cried. And so what happened was my girlfriend asked me to come in and teach her students at the Christian Academy. They're like 4-year-olds. Mm-hmm. And I taught them how to paint owls. I'll never forget. And I loved it so much. And I posted on Facebook.
Yeah.
And so other schools started asking me to come in and teach their children. And then parents, this is all in the same month, started asking me to teach their children how to paint. Eliza was one of them. She's been with us since the beginning. Madison's been with us since close to then as well. Mm-hmm. And so we had a wait list to get in my house within a month or so of 40 some children. And I was like, we don't have room for that. And so I went to a church. This was just less than 8 years ago. I went to a church that I knew had a school in it prior, and it did now. And I was like, can I lease your space? But like, we had to send my son's bone and tissue all over the country, out of network and everything. And it was almost like we were starting over, getting close to 50 years old at that point. And so I was like, can we lease your space for like $25 a class? And so I could teach these children here. And then they had this big wedding room. And I was like, if we lease that, then we'll, $100 a class. I'm like, we'll run a concession stand. We'll give you all the profits so you get additional funds and stuff. And we were teaching like up to 100 people within 2 months, like all the time. And it has unfolded from there, and so it gives me chills, that has all come from that, and it was meant to be. And my son, who had his exit interview last year with high school, his teachers told me, because he's so modest, and he doesn't like go into much, my boy. Mm-hmm. And so they told me that they said, was there anything good that came out of, what you went through? And he said, yeah, Cascade Creations. He said a place for the community to go to and be lifted up. And he gets it. Like I've said all along, this isn't all about painting. Like it is about fellowship and having your painting family and a place you go where you love. And online it's the same exact thing. I never thought we'd be able to have online what we have in the studio, but we do. And they're our painting family. Like we love spending time with our membership, and everybody in there is kind and to one another and treats one another very well. And the art is a bonus, you know what I mean? Like it's wonderful. Like we love seeing it. I say this all the time. As soon as I open my eyes, I'm in the membership. I want to see what people painted. As soon as before I go to bed, I'm checking again. Like it's very inspiring as well. Like what is in our group, and just the kindness and to see all the artwork, and it's just wonderful. So when everybody came for our first members weekend last year, so we started the membership 3 years ago, basically coming out of COVID, like during COVID, we were videotaping classes for our locals. And then we were like, well, we should just do this online since we're videotaping it anyway. And that's how this all started. And so, and I love it so much. I say all the time, like, my favorite nights are like our nights that we all paint together. You know, that is a long answer to your question. I'm sorry about that. It's hard to say that, you know, like without telling how it started.
Yeah.
You know? So a little bit of gray over your black, and then we're going to go back with just a little bit of white and make a few things just a little bit brighter. Okay, so wash this out, and then we'll put some more distinct lines in, like around the hands and the feet. But up here, I need to break this up a little bit. We need a little bit brighter white. All right. So a little bit brighter white. I'm going to go right in through here. I want to brighten it more towards the center because that would be raised closer to you. You may not be able to tell under this light, or you might be able to. A little bit more brightness in here through the center also. Okay, maybe up through here. And then we'll get our handed in a script liner out. Anybody have any questions?
No, everyone's just commenting on your story. They love it.
Thank you.
We said you had a calling and are so blessed. You have such an amazing heart and talent. So glad I found you.
Thank you. We're so glad you're here too. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
A little bit brighter.
Melissa asked, are you still adding water to the white?
So right now, just a little bit, not as much. It's a little bit thicker, as you can see right here. And that's just because I'm going to make some areas brighter. So then I'm going to show you, I want you to like take a look through your phone camera, or you want to look through your, that's a little bit too bright there. I'm going to just wipe it with my finger just a little. It's too bright. I'm going to show you how to put some darkness back in case you need it, okay? Because a lot of times it's a little bit of a dance. I'm going to show you because you don't want to lose all your darkness either. So it's good for people to see that. But yeah, we started my uncle who lived with me, my Uncle Marky, that had Down syndrome. He passed away a couple years ago, and we started a nonprofit in his name. But before he had passed away, we started having special needs events where we provide like free painting project and a meal and prizes and games and a DJ and where we dance and it's wonderful. And so that's another thing that's come out of the studio and all of this. And we started working with veterans and doing free projects for veterans. Like it really is turned into something very special altogether, you know.
Robin said it looks like you're going to finish the entire painting tonight.
I know. I'll wait. I'll teach leaves and flowers tomorrow. How's that?
Yes.
What time is it?
9:47.
Oh, is it that late?
It is.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. You have to drive home to Boardman.
It's fine.
I'm sorry. Talking too much. Well, I wanted to practice all those eyes first too, so I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, no, you're good.
So just add some darkness back in, guys, if you lost all of it, you know, just make sure that you have some shadows in there. And that'll really make the other areas pop. So 2 things after we're done with this really quick. We're going to add some lines on the hands and the feet. And then we're also going to add some eyelashes for you. Okay.
And this is the only time you're doing your sale, right?
Yeah, the $10. This is the only time for the whole year. Because we finally got our price down to $20 a month, which is amazing. So we've been working on lowering the price of the membership since last fall because we know that things are tight for a lot of people. And we finally got there to the $20 a month. So we're celebrating, we're doing the $10 for your first month so you can try it. I want people to see that they can do it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And plus enjoy being like in our space with us and Okay.
Denise said, your membership is wonderful. I like that there are serious paintings and whimsical ones.
Oh, thank you so much. We got to change it up all the time, you know?
Yeah. Robin said, dry brush for adding the black back in.
So, no, a little bit of water still.
A little
bit of water, yeah. A little bit of water. And then let's get, you can either use a very small, like, round brush, or you can use your script liner to put in, like, we need to put a little bit of definition in the hands and the feet. Not much at all, though. So I'm going to grab my script liner. I have black, and I'm going to get a touch of my brown, okay? So tomorrow we'll do a little tutorial before we start on the leaves and flowers, on how to do loose leaves and flowers, okay? And I'll show you even a couple more that are on here, and then we'll finish our painting together, okay? And so I'm gonna go here. I'm just gonna separate this by putting, you know, like just a couple strokes for his hands, like just a couple lines. So I basically have 4 lines, all right? One here, and then maybe close off the end like that. Okay, you don't have to define the whole hand. Hands aren't easy for people. So if you just make those couple of curves, then you're gonna give that implication and it'll be fine, you know.
How long do they have to lock in the $10 first month?
So that ends this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like end of the weekend?
Yeah, Sunday.
Oh, it's
Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
I was just thinking, I was
Be
like,
more specific, Casey. Sorry about that. Okay, so then I'm gonna put a little bit of a line in between, you know, his little tootsies too. I'm gonna put a little shadow at the top just by, let me make sure you can see that, yeah.
Deborah Paul, she came on late. She just asked, was the skunk painted black first?
We put in the fur with the rake brush with black first. So otherwise,
the whole thing wasn't painted black.
Right.
Just the black parts you see, and then you've gone in and kind of.
Yes. Oh, she was asking if we painted the rest black. Got you.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. So just a little bit of an outline there. And then while you have your, you know, your script liner, if you need to put a couple like little fine, you know, lines in anywhere, you can do that. Make sure that you're using your water with this. I'm just gonna pull in a couple better lines right on that side. Maybe through that ear a little. Sometimes like when you have like a couple of these tips, you wanna make a couple like finer lines up here also. Okay, and then we need to put the stem in the flower. So I'm just gonna get black with my green and water it down.
I like how simple the hands and feet are because those are very difficult.
Just the curves, right? Just the curves. So I have a little bit of a stem there, and then I'm just gonna put a little bit of a leaf on each side. Okay. And then we need just a little bit of brown to go around the nose.
You're using your script liner brush for this?
Just a script liner so we can make a really light, you know, thin line. Just want to define that just a little bit more. Oops. We lost the lip there. There we go. Gotta hold my board down because right in the middle it's like wonky. Needs to move on me. Okay. Looks mischievous a little bit. So let's put in some eyelashes. All right, a little bit of black, roll it to a point. All right, so first you have to put them in black, and then you can highlight them with white, okay? But you gotta get the darkness in first. You're gonna pull off here. You can put like 1 or 2 down on the bottom too, just a little. Okay, they won't show up until we get the white on there, okay? But just a little bit of pressure towards the bottom and then lift off as you're coming up. This will change the look completely. So if you also signed up to be in the membership, guys, all the workshops are free. So don't sign up for that bunny workshop because you're going to get it for free. So don't pay for that. We'll refund you if you did. Okay. So I'm just going to clean up that line around there. All right, so once you get the black in there, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. And move this over. And up. Okay. All right, so we need a little bit of white. I'll put some new paint out tomorrow. The third day it might get even, because I have small amounts of paint here, it might get a little sticky. Okay. So we want a little bit of water, but not a lot. These script liners, like you flatten them down like that. Okay, flatten it down. All right. I'm gonna make sure I don't have too much paint. And I'm gonna start here, and I'm gonna lift off, pull it off right here. Okay, lift off, lift off. Okay, you just want to go like right where, like right on top of where your black is. Now, just because it's generally you don't have black back there, you know, when you're putting in eyelashes in, but you really got to make it pop to see it because of fur, dark fur, you know.
Right.
So this is the eyelash hack to turn it to get the other side, because everybody always says like I can't get the other side, like, you know, the first side, and it's generally you have to get a different angle to get that in there. Okay.
Same with like my makeup.
Same.
One side looks good, the other side I'm like,
Oh my gosh, the other day I had to run out of here. We had a call off, you know, at the studio, and I had no makeup on or anything. And I like threw it in a bag and ran up to the studio. And I told Sam, I was like, I'm going to unlock the door and I'm going to run because there was cars waiting outside, you know.
oh god.
And so, you know what I couldn't do? I couldn't put on my makeup without my magnifying mirror. So not only do I have a hard time on the other side, when you're old and you can't see, you know, it's a problem. Does anybody else have? So Diane in class told me they make glasses like that one flips up so you can put like your makeup on while you're looking through the eyeglasses with the other. I just remember that. I need to buy it. So I'm just putting a little bit of black back in here. Yeah. My husband's sister's an eye doctor, and she said every 10 years your eyes, you know, will change. And my husband didn't have to wear his glasses starting in his 40s and 50s. And me, I'm like, you know, not doing so hot. Now I close that off a little too much. Hold on one second. Almost done. Thanks for staying with us so long, ladies. Okay, let's give away some Casey Cash while I'm finishing this up.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Robin Marshall.
Congratulations, Robin. Okay, now I took out some of the black. I have to go back and forth. I have to lay it on the right side in front of the camera, like I'm like kind of butted.
And
right
Deborah Paul.
Congratulations,
Casey
Deborah.
Cash, I will tag you.
There we go. I feel better about that now.
Now, a couple people said if you scrunch your eyes while looking at it, you can see two skunks kissing. Somebody's husband thought it was two skunks kissing. I wonder if they're looking at it from like far back.
Really?
And then Karen said, yes, on the two skunks.
Okay, we were really zoomed in. Look at that.
Yeah.
Holy moly. That was probably like blinding you. Let me put that up straight. Okay, is everybody okay with that? Are you good? Yeah, that was really close. Let me turn off this light so I don't kill you with that. Listen, my daughter, so I got this overhead light. I love it so much because I used to have a light that would sit here and come in on the canvas, and then one that comes from over here. And Arjo and Fabrics in Hermitage was closing. And so someone told me about these daylights, and they're usually pretty expensive. It's called Daylight. It has a light bulb at the end of it, and you can turn it up or down, and this will move, like, you know, it has a bendable arm and everything. And my daughter just wrote me that she was very sad because she sews and everything, but in New York their Joann's is closing also.
Oh, really?
And I was like, you need to go and check lights for me because I would love to have more of those.
Yeah.
And they have the ones with the magnifying glass on it too that you could put in front of you if you didn't want to have your glasses on. I think Debbie has one of those.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's got her.
Yeah. Did you pick winners or no?
I did. Yeah.
You did. Okay.
Yep, I tagged them below.
Okay, I want to see pictures, guys. So you guys can post your pictures in this post, or I'll post one tomorrow. This looks completely insane with all the eyes on it.
And it could be starting to like a Halloween thing.
Yeah, it does look like a Halloween thing. So I hope you enjoyed it. I loved painting with you. I'll show you the code again. Did you put that in there, or do I need to show that?
You can show it again.
You want to show that? So
yeah, I put it
if
in
you
there.
need your stencil and supplies list, like if you haven't downloaded yet, you can go to kckhq.com, scroll to the middle of the page, and it's there. Okay. And then if you want to be in our membership with us this week, you can join us for $10. You get immediate access to every single thing in there. If you have any trouble navigating, let us know. I'm going to put a video in here. Let's do that right now.
Do you know the brand name of that light?
It's called Daylight, and it has a light bulb at the end of it. Yeah. So guys, I'm going to put a video in here on how to navigate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have one with a Q&A that I did. And I was thinking about we could do a Q&A on here as well, maybe on Thursday. After I have all the children in all day. I have all the little ones. I think we have Thursday, we have 80 people, and Friday, 80.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. You want to come, don't you, Rebecca?
You know what? I'm real busy.
I love it, though. I do. I remember when we first started having all preschools in and elementary schools and stuff, and like Eliza and all them would be slinking down, like the first like art camp and everything too. We started our art camps right away. This is our 8th year, I think.
Oh, wow.
And they would be like sliding down their chairs at the end of the day, like just exhausted. I'm like, I love them so much. I love all the little kids. My son's always like, you want to take them home. I always wanted more children. Okay, here it is. I'll put it. I lost it. I X'd it out by accident. Okay, give me 1 second and I'll put it.
And this video is a walking you through the...
Yeah, so this will walk you through. It doesn't have updated like from what we put into the vault till now. Like this is from the fall. But I'll share this in here so you guys can take a look at it. I can get back to I have too many tabs open. Do you guys ever do that?
Yes.
You're like 800 tabs open. There we go. Okay, so there's a video, and that'll show you how the vault works. So if you're new to us, this is the one thing in the vault that I'm going to stress. There's a lot of videos in there, but when you're doing this, we have keyword searches in the vault, technique tutorials. We have a business series as well. But when you do a keyword search, don't hit enter. Because remember, even whenever we developed the site, like, and I didn't know Randy did that, I'm like, Randy, like, something's not working. It doesn't bring anything up. You have to let it populate, and then it'll populate. It has 6, like, say you put in gnomes. We have 1 million gnomes, and it'll populate all the pages of the gnomes, and then you could click on it. But don't hit enter whenever you search.
Got it.
Because that's the only thing with the site where people are like, I can't, my search doesn't work, and that's what it is. And I'm like, how would they know that? So every week I'm like, don't hit enter, don't hit enter, and everything else is fine. But if you need anything, you let us know. Okay, you get stuck on this painting, you can send us a picture, and we can help walk you through where you want to be. Okay, so here she is. There she is. And then we're going to do our flowers. I'm like dyslexic in here. We're going to do our flowers and leaves tomorrow. We're going to learn how to do all the loose stuff, okay? Thank you so much for joining us today. Make sure that you share the live. You can still do it now. Miss Eliza will do the prize wheel. She stays up late too. She'll do it later.
Yeah.
So share the live. Also make sure you say hello anytime we're on, so you can get chosen for prizes as well. She looks like a girl now with the eyelashes.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I like it. I like it better with eyelashes, I think.
Now you're a boy and a girl.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Eliza, Miss Haley, and thanks for all you do. We appreciate you. And thank you, ladies, for jumping on. We had a wonderful time with you, as always. We appreciate it. Hi, Alana. How are you?
Same time
people.
tomorrow?
Same time tomorrow. We're going to finish it up, okay? So, fun week for sure.
Love it.
And then tomorrow's Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
So I have the Cray students, then I have the Laurel students, and then we have this. So we're going to have it's a busy day.
Let me know if you want some coffee.
Okay, I might need some coffee. Yeah. Thanks, ladies. We'll see you.
Bye.
Hope you have a nice night. Bye.